In the late 90s, Denise Richards became a household name thanks to her work in film and television, as well as her tabloid marriage to notorious Hollywood bad boy Charlie Sheen. In recent years, Richards' profile has quieted down significantly, and her face is no longer a mainstay on screens or magazine covers. So what's she been up to lately? Let's take a look at why we don't hear much from Denise Richards anymore. Typecasting woes. Richards landed a number of high-profile film roles in the late 90s, playing everything from a plucky space cadet in StarShip Troopers to a duplicitous high school siren in Wild Things. Those early breakthrough flicks featured the former model in substantial roles that showcased her tenacity and sex appeal. She even found herself in the enviable position of starring as a brainy Bond girl in The World Is Not Enough. However, any momentum Richards made to avoid being typecast as the resident buxom beauty seemed to stall, and she eventually found herself frequently cast as a shallow sex bot in movies such as Scary Movie 3 and Good Advice.
Okay, geez. Why does everybody want something from me?
At least she's kept a sense of humor about it.
But it's no secret what I'm best known for. Just mention my name, and most people will say, it's my fun bags.
TV fizzle. As her cinematic efforts stalled, Richards simultaneously started striking out on the small screen as well. Several would-be series proved to be non-starters, including UPN's Sex, Love, and Secrets, ABC Family's Twisted, Style Hall Network's Vanity, and the CW's Significant Mother. Without a starring TV vehicle or movie franchise to fall back on, her work opportunities seemed limited to TV movies and straight-to-DVD fare. Becoming a mom. Another major reason Richards has disappeared from headlines is because she's been busy mothering her 3 daughters, Sam and Lola Rose, whom she shares with Sheen, and her adoptive daughter, Eloise. In addition to caring for her own children, she has also stepped up to the plate to take in their half-siblings, Bob and Max, whom Sheen had with subsequent wife Brooke Mueller, after LA's Department of Child and Family Services removed the kids from Mueller's care. For Richards, motherhood has marked a whole new chapter in her life. She told Extra that she's trying to teach them how to hack it as young women in the modern world, saying, "I teach my daughters whatever it is they believe in, to believe in it and not be swayed by peer pressure or what others might think of them, and to stand strong in that. And it's okay if there are differences." That's what's really great about our world. Even though someone might have a different opinion, you still need to respect their opinion, respect who they are. Perhaps Richards is trying to lead by example and steer clear of roles that might undermine her wholesome mom image. Speaking of which, PG rated. Long gone are the days when Richards put her bodily appeal front and center. One look at her Instagram feed shows that the actress has definitely dialed back on the R-rated antics that made her such a screen sizzler in her heyday. She even joked about one of her character costumes that showed a little skin, writing, "Luckily, it's the character." She's still a stunner, no doubt, but she's working with a much more family-friendly image than she did at the start of her career. In her memoir, she wrote about refusing to pose in her skivvies, even in her early modeling days, and how she said no to a clothes-free love scene in StarShip Troopers, saying, "I didn't think it related to my character or the movie, which had more than enough going on between the action and the undercurrents of social and political commentary. That ethos may be admirable, but it also might limit what kinds of opportunities she receives down the line." The war at home. Richards has been actively working to keep a low profile and avoid the tabloid drama that plagued her broken relationship with Sheen, which included a financial support battle. She has since admitted that she left Sheen because of his increasingly chaotic behaviors.
It was like train wreck, watching someone, go on that path.
However, Richards has made a very concerted effort to stabilize the family's public profile for the kids' sake. In mid-2017, she even shared a rare family photo with Sheen and her 3 daughters and captioned it, "We've had a colorful year. At the end of the day, we're still a family." Keeping the peace might not sell magazines, but at least she's providing a stable family life for her little ones. Animal welfare. Richards is also heavily involved with rescuing and fostering pets in her home. As she explained to WebMD, she's devoted an entire room in her house to her dogs. Many were sprung from the local animal shelter before they could be euthanized. She also spends her free time volunteering at pet shelters in Los Angeles and tends to take home animals too old or too ill to be rescued by the organizations with whom she works. She said of her affection for 4-legged friends, "I usually end up with many that can't make the transport. Dogs that are too old or sick or injured. My heart always goes out to the ones that are older, and it's good for my girls." Having a house full of kids and fur babies probably takes up a lot of spare time she might have otherwise spent practicing for auditions. Side hustle. In addition to her professional and philanthropic work, Richards has also unleashed her entrepreneurial spirit. Not only is she a high-profile landlord who rented her Hidden Hills, California estate to Angelina Jolie for $30,000 a month, but she also launched her own boutique store in New York called Denise Richards House of Style and designed a collection of home decor and accessories for urban home. Time for a comeback? Denise Richards has recently made some positive progress in Tinseltown by going back to her roots as a network TV guest star. She'd made a splash early on in her career thanks to memorable small-screen cameos in shows such as Melrose Place, Seinfeld, and Friends, so it makes sense that the actress might pursue a career reboot where it all began. She recently landed buzzy guest stints in shows like Jane the Virgin and Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce. It's a far cry from the bright lights of her past, but it's a step in the right direction, and we can't wait to see what she does next. Thanks for watching. Click the Nicki Swift icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.